finish this draft before our time runs out. It looks like sign up only has an hour left. And we open Icy Manipulator on the first pack. That's the biggest bomb in the format. I mean, there's not even any real point in looking at anything else. Holy Haphazard Bombardment on the second pack. Nothing else here looks that great here. We're going to be running through this one pretty quick, I think. So we're in red. I'm solidly in red. I actually really like Memorial to Folly. I also like Rona, Disciple of Grix. Slowing down for a second here because this pack is not as good as the last two. This pick is not going to be as clear. We could go green red and pick up a Baloth Gorger here. I think green red ramp where you have a really solid top end and we have a solid top end starting off. So I'm gonna move into that. I like that strategy a lot. Nature Spiral, Power Stone Shard, Mammoth Spider. Mammoth Spider's probably the safe pick here. We could also just be more than two colors, or we could not end up on green at all. I'm going to pick up a Cloud Reader Sphinx here because that's the best card that I see in that pack. And green does really seem open, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing here. I actually think Arbor Armaments is a really good combat trick, so I will take it. I'm not sure how many combat tricks we're going to be looking to play. Fire Elemental, Frenzied Rage, or Goblin War Chief. I might build goblins at some point. I'm just going to take this because the rest of this pack also is pretty terrible and I'm not going to play anything out of that pack. Windgrace is probably the best card. Guy's Protector, we could play Guy's Protector if we don't find good enough playables. Windgrace would be fine if we go black somehow, which I guess we're not tied into red or blue. I want to be in red because Haphazard's so good, but I think taking the Windgrace here and staying open is fine. I know our Envoy seems really bad. I think having a Primo Worm's actually fine, because we're kind of looking like we're going to try to be a ramp deck. Cabal Paladin, if we can find historic stuff, if we go black, could be okay. Feral Abomination and a green-black ramp deck would be okay. Green and black seem to be the open colors, sort of. The most open anyways. Which is, we can splash for Haphazard. I mean, that's fine, right? So Dreadshade, we're probably not playing because we're never going to be that, we're not going to have that many black sources. Fungal Plots is pretty good if we pull the green, black, gold card. Wrath, we're not on white, no consideration there. Commons kind of suck. Yeah, I'm gonna take Fungal Plots. It could even be okay if we don't find that stuff. Oh wow. Okay, all the white cards. Well, on color we've got Dark Bargain, Broken Bond, Envoy, Mammoth Spider, Compass. Compass would let us splash some stuff. Maybe Compass Wheels. I'm going to take the Blessed Light, I think, and just take the solid removal. We're never going to be able to cast Ever Halcyon Witness. And nothing else here stands out. We can splash for this. I want to put Sphinx over here. I think we're going to splash for both Bombardment and Blessed Light at this point. And Grow from the Ashes is going to let us do that. That's one of those good old ramp cards that we were looking at. So Caligo Skinwitch versus Navigator's Compass. Skinwitch is like way better, but Compass is gonna let us play stuff potentially a little bit earlier. We're hoping for that other Compass to. I'm just gonna take the Skinwitch. It's still pack 2. We can get Compasses later. Sapperling Migrations, very good. So we've got Sentinel, which we can tap to give it indestructible, which means that in the late game it can be an okay blocker. Gaia's Blessing, which isn't that good. Envoy and Krosan Druid. And Wizards has seemed fairly open as far as the red half of it, which is interesting. We've seen a lot of that on this pack. I'm gonna take Krosan Druid. I don't know if we'll play it or not. Arbor Armaments, Pierce the Sky, or Primordial Worm. I'm kind of tempted to take a Pierce the Sky here, just because our top end looks fine so far. We've got one Primordial Worm, we've got Haphazard, we've got Feral. We've got the Icy Manipulator, we've got Baloth Gorger, we've got Krosan Druid. Like, maybe we can pick up some more big bomby stuff. Or maybe I should just take Worm anyways. I'm just gonna take Worm anyways. Oof. Oh, there's the Thorn Elemental right after I take the Worm. Which we're definitely running instead, probably. Though maybe in combination with, who knows. We could end up in a place where we want both. We can use Llanowar Envoy to help fix for our Blessed Light and Haphazard in the late game too. It's not necessarily just a terrible card if you end up with multiple splashes like this. This would be interesting to try in Standard sometime. I wonder if there's like an actual Kelton Warcaller saga thing that you can do that doesn't suck. Memorial War, Assistant, or Rescue. These are all things that I have 4 of, I'm pretty sure already. We're not playing any of them, so I'm going to take the uncommon. And hope that it gives us more vault progress than not. Tadiova, Song of Freyalise, oof, and oof. Blackblade Reforged. Oh my god. I think Blackblade Reforged in draft is fucking busted. So we're probably gonna take this. But it does cost like 7 to equip. So there's some downside. So we don't really have any legendaries. This is also busted in draft, but we're not in blue at all. So I'm going to take Blackblade. And we're going to find a way to fit Blackblade. Do we want to splash for Fiery Intervention as well with the rest of our removal? We may. Adventurous Impulse helps us mana fix, which would be good. Elves is really strong as far as ramping towards our stuff. Elves is probably the best pick. I'm going to take Elves. I don't like Whisper Bloodletter just very much. It was something that I looked at and I was like, yeah, you're a legendary. I could put Blackblade on you, but I don't think it's worth it. Blessing of Belznock. +2/+1 basically. Not that great. Dampening Sphere. No. Urza's Tome. Interesting, but no. Another Blessed Light, yeah. Let's do that. We need the removal. We can't do the legendary sorcery thing at all. There's another Whisper Blood Liturgist, another Baloth Gorger, and another Skin Witch. I think Skin Witch is a one of. I think Baloth Gorger's fine. I think Baloth Gorger's the best card left in the pack for us. Another Thorn Elemental. Yeah, okay, well, we're gonna get to cut our bad top end cards and have better top end cards, which is nice. Halar would be nice. Halar might be nice. Do we just want to take Halar and splash for it as well? Because let's see, we're gonna get rid of these Primordial Worms. Because we've got the Thorn Elementals in their place. We've got... How many kicker cards? There's actually, like, a few when we get into it. 2 Baloth Gorgers. A Corrosive Druid, a Grow from the Ashes. Saproling Migration. So, like, 5? He's harder to splash for, though. We could take a Thallid Omnivore or something instead. I think we're going to take Halar. Halar's going to give us another option that we can get our Black Blade on as well, as part of the reason. I like taking Memorial Unity. I think that card is perfectly fine to run in draft. Another Mammoth Spider is actually probably good for us. I don't know if we're going to play 3 of them or not, actually. We might, though. Nav Compass, yes, please. Adventurous Impulse. Okay, so we've got a pretty good idea of what's going on here at this point. Evangel or Rat Colony, both are terrible. But maybe we need more 2-drops or something. Same kind of thing for Grudge Sentinel. I'm not really planning on playing it, but if for whatever reason we need the 3-drops, it'll maybe make the cut. I have a feeling we don't need either of them, though. Alright, so we've got 8 cards that we have to cut. It's fine. It's kind of what I was expecting anyways, was to have a whole bunch of cuts to be making, because that's how I tend to draft, is I'll put all the good stuff in and start cutting. So cards that I don't think are great. Cabal Paladin isn't doing that much for us. Let's get rid of... Do we have any more just like useless Nature Spiral type stuff? I think 1 Arbor Armaments is fine to keep. Elves stays in. Compass stays in. Evangel's probably not going to make the cut. I don't think 2 Oozes makes the cut. Fungal Plots is probably fine, as well as Saproling Migration. Black Blade is a bomb. Grudge Sentinel might stay, because we're probably going to be a little bit short on 3-drops. I think we start cutting at 4-drops and 5-drops and 6-drops. That's what it really comes down to. We're not going to run this many Mammoth Spiders. I don't know if we care about Feral Abomination or Windgrace Acolyte. And we're almost there. So we're keeping Llanowar Envoy, I think, just as a sort of safety color fixer. Fungal Plots. Is Fungal Plots good enough? Fungal Plots, it's a card draw engine, but I don't know if it's good enough in this deck. I just don't think that we have enough to support it, so I'm going to cut it. And I think this is going to be our deck. Maybe save for some minor changes to our mana base, because I think I'm going to cut another 2 forests to go up to 2 of each of our splashes, essentially, is what these are all going to be. What are we splashing black for, even? Maybe we can cut Skin Witch, and we can just get rid of this black splash completely. Go up Corrosive Ooze, and then Go down Drudge Sentinel for... Mammoth Spider or Primo Worm. Let's go Primo Worm. Got the swamps. And that'll help us be a little bit more consistent as well. We could maybe even go up to like 2-4 like that, because our red splash is a little bit more important for Halar in the early game. Late game, the plains is just there for our Blessed Lights. It's there for our removal, because we don't have that much removal in our deck. So I think that that's going to be it. We're basically a mono green ramp deck, which is kind of weird for Dominaria. I've never drafted this type of deck in Dominaria before, but that's not terribly surprising. I've only done maybe a dozen drafts so far in this set, so we'll see how this turns out. Get our mouse plugged in so that we can make some slightly swifter movements. And we are on a only splash lands hand. What face? How does that happen? Shuffle better? I think we have to mulligan because we don't have anything to do before turn 3. This is much more playable. We'll keep this. We'll put that to the bottom. If we don't see that card, I won't be unhappy. I also could see where it could be good sometimes. So I'm going to, I think, play Memorial to Unity, because we don't necessarily need to play Navigator's Compass right away. Tetsuko Umezawa. Okay, so opponent is going to be playing some sort of go wide strategy, assumedly. We'll drop down Blackblade Reforged. We could get lucky and find Halar in the next couple of turns, and be able to like have a win condition that's going to be faster than him. Otherwise, we're looking at land Nav Compass into hopefully drawing a land in the next 2 turns and getting down this Baloth Gorger, which is fine. Frenzied Rage. Ooh. You just made your Tetsuko to where it can be blocked, right? Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing for him or a bad thing for him. I'm assuming it's better for us as soon as we get a blocker on the board. But it does have Menace. So it can kind of be blocked, but it kind of can't. You have the Blessed Light waiting. It's a little bit off, but it's there. So I wonder if our opponent opened a Valdic or something, if they're running Frenzied Rage and this is just some sort of blue-red, initially intended to be Wizards, but I picked up Tetsuko, I picked up Valdic. So we're going to go on a go-wide strategy with enchantments and equipment. Come on, land on top. Okay, Ooze is alright. It's not land, but it's alright. I wish it was equipment and enchantments and not just equipment. It'd be cool to be able to blow up the Frenzied Rage. But we can't. And this guy's unblockable because Tetsuko. Ouch. Alright. Opponent getting in, taking 4. You say, would you like to block? I say, I'd love to, but I can't. One of them has Menace, the other's unblockable. Cloud Reader Sphinx. Okay. We're looking a little bit outclassed right now. Especially since we haven't found a 4th or 5th land yet. That feels bad. Opponent's getting to scry off of this too, so he gets to keep finding more action. Hey, land. Alright, I need another one of those still. This gets us part way there, but it does not get us all the way there. Need one more land. Maybe this should just be an 18 land deck. Maybe that's the issue. So, he probably should not swing with Tetsuko here, because Tetsuko just, like, trades on Ooze, which is terrible. Of course, there's some chance that he has some way to make it trade on more than just Ooze, at which point we're probably just going to lose. But for now, we just have to assume that it's some sort of misplay, and that he's not going to kick a Shiv and fire at my Baloth Gorger. Fuddling it, we lose our Ooze, but that's not the worst thing in the world for us, honestly. As long as it's not killing the Gorger as well. It, like, we block the 3 damage. We're at the point where we probably would have chump blocked it into it if we could have anyways. If it didn't have Menace. So, yeah. That untaps. My turn. Okay. Land, yes. So now, do we play Mammoth Spider here? I think we played Mammoth Spider here over the Blessed Light. Because Mammoth Spider holds back the Sphinx on its own. And then we're gonna Blessed Light Tetsuko next turn. This gets more things on the board to interact with what he's doing. It'll give us more blocking options. He might just not attack, except for with these two. This is a 2-2. That can be blocked. That's fine. No, actually, if he swings with everything, we're forced to block. We drop to 3. And then we kill Tetsuko. Then he could potentially finish us off with Relic Runner. Alright, blocks. So we go here. And here. Basically making the only blocks that we can. Aether Glider. Okay, we're not quite dead, are we? We might be dead. He might be too wide for us. Yeah, I think we're dead. Frick. That sucks. Even with the forest. Yeah, the forest doesn't matter at all. We're gonna Blessed Light Tetsuko. He's gonna have 4 attackers. And all of them except for 1 are at least 2 power. Remaining is 1 power. And that has haste as well. Alright. Maybe we should be an 18 land deck. We've got a lot of stuff that we're ramping towards, and we do have Black Blade as well. I don't think that us not being an 18 land deck is like necessarily why we lost, but I think that 18 lands might be better for us. And we can cut that Primordial Worm that I was questioning whether or not I should even be adding. This should be a little bit better. A little bit. I mean, as long as we don't get mana screwed like that, we should be fine though. At the end of the day, that's if we hadn't gotten mana screwed, we would have been ahead of him with what we had in hand. That's just part of playing Magic, though. I mean, you get mana screwed sometimes, so you learn to deal with it. You move on, and you go win the next game. Magic number 9. Number 9. My favorite Final Fantasy game. Actually, 8's probably my favorite. 9's up there. 9's really good. Nine really had that open world feel to it that I love. Alright. Good keep. We get to our Gorger. We get a Black Blade down. We might even get to equip it eventually. We've got a Thorny Boy that'll be sitting on the bench for a while, waiting for his turn to come out. Oh look, opponent's on blue-red. Haven't seen this color combination before. Kappa. There's an Ops coming out. Opponent's probably actually on Wizards if he's playing Ops. Oh my god. Here's all your expensive stuff. Come on, top deck 3-drop. Forerunner's Blade. Oh my god. We're literally just gonna get trampled over by this fucking bird. No. Well, we didn't get mana screwed this game. Let me fix something real quick. I want to bring my camera in just a little bit. No, other way. So that y'all can see the whole hand. There we go. Alright. Well, there's a 2-drop now that I can play my Baloth Gorger. Thanks, game. That was exactly what I was waiting for. Several turns ago. Yeah, we're gonna die to Flyer plus Black Blade Reforged. Or, sorry, Forerunner's Blade. Yeah, Black Blade Reforged. Is there any way that we win the race? I mean, we have to race. We can't block. We're dying in 3 turns, though. Which means we don't get to Thorn Elemental. We're gonna get Corrosive Ooze on the board, which is gonna be, able to beat down kind of fast. Oh, Blessed Light. Oh, hey. Do I want a Blessed Light a frickin' 4-1? That's the option that we're presented right now, is we're trading our 4-drop into it or we're Blessed Lighting it. Both of which are freaking terrible. In case that wasn't obvious. He's probably going to trade here. I'm okay with taking the trade, I think. Merfolk Trickster. Okay, well that doesn't really do anything other than if you're chump blocking with it. Which I can't see you chump blocking the Trickster over chump blocking the other thing, so yeah, I'm not sure what that plan was about. We'll play down Corrosive Ooze here. And then we're going to come really close to dying, and we're probably going to end up dying next turn. God, this card's so fucking good. Black Blade's good too, but Black Blade's hard to play. Oh no. Oh, freaking Time of Ice. Time of Ice, man. That means we just lose next turn. Like, we literally can't do anything. It doesn't matter what I play here, even if I could get to the Thorn Lord. Like, I can Blessed Light the guy that has the equipment on it, but then he just puts it on something else and we still lose. Time of Ice is going to hit our Baloth Gorger if we don't swing with it. So we might as well swing with it, right? And then the third part of Time of Ice kicks in. So we hit him and we click concede. That's the best line here. Concede's the best line because concede gets us to another game faster. Oh man. This is probably my worst Dominaria draft ever. Which sucks, because this draft started off like, here, have an Icy Manipulator and a Haphazard Bombardment. Like, it doesn't feel like this is a bad draft. It just turned into a bad draft. I turned it into a bad draft. I turned it into a bad draft when I decided to go black. I don't know why I took all these black cards, honestly. If we stayed green-red, or even went green-white or green-blue, we probably would have been better off. So maybe these Thorn Elementals are actually like too slow to be running as 2-ofs. Fungal Plots isn't a good option. Maybe a Gaia's Protector I can fit in. Or like the Keldon Warcaller, which is just a bear, which is terrible. Orcish Vandal. Orcish Vandal I can use as a removal spell, kind of. I could see maybe finding a way to slot that in. Maybe we just run one spider, and I'll add the Orcish Vandal as well. It makes our curve make more sense. And having a way to deal with a 1/1 or a 2/1 with a Forerunner's Blade on it. That type of stuff. Or Relic Runner. Because I think that's the type of deck that beats us, is the unblockable flyer type, blue-red, blue-white. I think honestly, if we were against like another ramp deck or something, we would have crushed them. Or if we were against like blue-black, green-black, green-black that didn't have like multiple slime foots, of course. That was what we were trying to do. That was why we had went black. We were trying to say, okay, well, we've got a Fungal Plots here. Maybe we can find Slimefoot in the second or third pack. And that just didn't happen. Okay, we have been waiting for 1 minute. Hopefully we can find a game. I know that we were really close to the cutoff time for the draft. Hopefully we haven't already found a game, and the game didn't like crash out on us or something. It doesn't look like that's the case. Ends in 2.5 hours. We might just not be finding a game because new people can't get into the draft, though. There we go. Here we go. So they do give us 3 hours after the cutoff to finish, by the look of it. Which, we're not planning on spending another 3 hours here anyways. We're planning on spending maybe another 2. Keepable. Very keepable. We've got some good stuff going on. We've got a 2-drop. We've got Icy Manipulator. We've got Halar. Hello? Divest. Ouch. Oh no, my icy manipulator's probably gone. That'd be what I'd take. I'd take icy. Icy's too good. I would take Solar instead. Okay. Oh, we found another 2-drop to play on turn 3. That's fine. Saproling Migration. Okay, couple 1/1s. Just haphazard. Alright, so we do need to find the rest of our lands. Get in with our 2/2. There's another Saproling Migration. That's going to get a little bit annoying. Our opponent is assumedly on Slimefoot.deck. Only the most premier of draft decks in the format. We'll keep trying to get in with Corrosive Ooze because it's better for us to have this get double blocked here, I think. Than to try to hold it back as a blocker. Do I grow from the ashes for white here? It's not terrible. I think Icy Manipulator is still probably the better play, and then I can grow from the ashes next turn. Either X1 or if we find land, X2, and then still be able to Icy. Hopefully our opponent did not take the Icy because he has Broken Bond. Fuck. The blowouts, man. Oh, I should have tapped Orcish Vandal and sacked it. That's rage-inducing. It is absolutely rage-inducing. Alright. Well, we're gonna grow X1. Grab a frickin' Plains. And a Saproling Migration. Spend all of our mana. Guy's Protector. Must be blocked if able. Stronghold Confessor and Saproling are both getting in. Okay, well, you are tapped out of mana, so I'm going to do this. Probably going to Blessed Light your Guy's Protector here, or we could just haphazard on like all of your lands. I don't mind losing my 1/1 to Guy's Protector if it means that I get to blow up all of your lands. How you feel about that? I guess if I attack... no, I don't want to attack. I'd rather block the 4 damage than just throw the thing away. Oof. Hits the Memorial to Unity. Well, he finds a white source. If he had anything other than just Blessed Light, that could be good for him. Okay, well, it's going to force us to make this block anyways. Baloth Gorger cannot be fully kicked. Blessed Light slows him down quite a bit. Those trade onto the Baloth Gorger anyways. Let's kill the Cabal Paladin because it's the larger threat. While not physically larger, its effect on it matters a lot more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and Blessed Light this down too. Haphazard's gonna hit one of his lands. He now has 2 mana. And we draw land, which means that we get to kick the Baloth Gorger. Oof. Okay, so this is what we were picturing our deck doing. Is we kill your lands, kill your creatures, play a big thing, win the game. Like that seemed like it was the type of thing that we wanted to be doing. See what opponent does. He chump blocks. Cool. Let's sack Memorial. Yeah, Mammoth Spider. Land. Kick a Baloth. Okay, okay. We're on the comeback. And I'm asking myself now whether or not Orcish Vandal is actually better than just having a Kelvin Warcaller or a Frenzied Rage in the deck. And I'm not sure I have a good answer to that question. Return target permanents, also not terrible. Fungal Plots, man, I wish that I had better reason to run Fungal Plots. So, I am going to keep the Orcish Vandal, because it does mean that if we end up where we're really just about to lose in the early game, and we've got the Navigator's Compass or the Blackblade down, we can sack it. There was some argument for me sacrificing... Actually, there wasn't any argument for me not sacrificing Ice Manipulator last game. It was just a straight up mistake not to, and it cost us several points of health. Because it got targeted. This is keepable. This is, we've got a green source, we've got stuff to do. It was already targeted with Broken Bond. We could have made his Broken Bond whiff. And gotten value out of it. So, no excuse there. Just straight up punt. Let's get down the Corrosive Ooze. We can always kick Saproling Migration later if we don't need to play it right now. Memorial to War. Opponent is also on green-red. They are playing some interesting includes. Let's just play down the plains. Represent as many possible things as we can. Go to combat. Consider migration now. I think I'm not going to. I think I'm going to pass. Not being able to cast the Baloth Gorger next turn is a little painful. No, but Grow from the Ashes is quite good. I'm going to grow X1. We're going to grab a Forest. And we're not going to use Migration yet. We're just going to get in. And if we find land off the top, we're going to haphazard. And we're just going to kill off his lands. And that's going to be nice. We're going to enjoy that thoroughly. Grand Warlord Rada. We also might just Blessed Light Rada. We'll wait to Blessed Light Rada. We're gonna kill his lands. And we're gonna get in with the Ooze. We're not planning on chump blocking or anything like that. Yes, blow up the red source. There we go. Guy's Protector we will trade with, I think. So, Blessed Light. May as well play out the Nav Compass here. Llanowar Scout. Okay, well if he's land flooded, that's a good card for him to play down because it means that it kind of counteracts what we did with our Haphazard. But for now, he's still stuck on 4 lands by the look of it. And he's not attacking with Guy's Protector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can kick our Saproling Migration here. Make some 1/1s. May as well offer the trade with Ooze, I suppose. He's going to probably block with Llanowar Scout. But on the off trade, on the off chance that he decides to block with Guy's Protector or something like that, this may as well. So he loses 1 more land. That's the last land that we can snipe down, but he didn't have land in hand, otherwise he would have played it with Scout, right? Oh. Shauna Cissei's Legacy. Coming down as a 3/3. Okay, we have Arbor Armaments here. That's actually a really good trick for us. It's gonna let us trade off his Shauna Cissei's Legacy, I think. Otherwise it lets us kill his Llanowar Scout, which is also fine. Okay. It's going to help us solve the board state quite a bit. And we'll play down Envoy. And I think he's just going to pass it, right? Yep. There's another Baloth Gorger. I'm willing to play one of these without kicking it. And we're going to start jamming. I guess Shauna just isn't very good right now. Neither is the Guy's Protector, really. So actually, argument, I should have left back like 2 Saprolings or something. He's taking the trade, but if he hadn't, he could have actually forced the trade with the Bailoff Gorger, Guy's Protector. I think he should have traded with the Shaughnessy Thieves Legacy onto the 3-2 instead if he was going to do just one trade like that. And then he could have forced the Bailoff Gorger to die. As long as I didn't have a combat trick. Right now he needs, like, kick Sapperling Migration in order to keep us from just running him over next turn. Croson Druid. Not kicked. We got Blessed Light. Oof. Oh, I'm so sorry, bud. Killed the Croson Druid in the game. Okay, so we've pulled this back after some deck editing. And 1-2 in a row after going down 0-2. Haphazard Bombardments showed up big in both the games that we've won and just kind of stopped our opponent from being able to play anything after turn 4, which has been really nice. Running into that on curve and being able to ramp into it is so good. We found enough removal and enough creatures to get by. And now we're back on the wait for a game, which is only going to get longer. As people are finishing up their runs, now that nobody else can actually enter. Imperator Ming? It's a sweet name, I guess. That sounds like it would either be something from Warhammer or like Chinese history. Or Gundam. Could be a Gundam thing. Alright, so we have Ooze and Migration. We don't have a whole lot of land, but we're going to keep this. We've got like a bunch of 4-drops. So if we find land in the next 3 or 4 turns, if we find a couple of lands, we'll be in a decent spot. And Arbor Armaments is going to give us a little bit of help on our follow-up. Here we go. There's some land. So let's get Corrosive Ooze down. 2-2 boy. Doing whatever 2-2 boys do. Power Stone Shard. Whoa. Okay, opponent's on the ramp plan. We'll play Plains here. Don't want to play Blackblade. It's kind of not really a point doing it right now. I probably do want to play Sapperling Migration, though. We want to be aggressive into the guy on the ramp plan. And going wide into this isn't terrible either. So we'll do this. We'll get in with our Ooze. Hit the 18. Next turn, maybe hit him to 14. Chances are he's going to have a play here. On 4 mana. Might be Bailoff Gorger coming down. Might be a Interrupting Wall coming down. Big old Defendy Wall with Indestructible. Seems pretty good. Let's drop Icy Manip. Yeah. Too bad Ooze doesn't just eat a hole in the wall. I wish it was like destroy equipment or artifact creatures damaged by this. Then this card would be like actually just busted and it would be an auto include, I think. Not that there are that many artifact creatures in draft right now, but like if opponent's playing wall for whatever reason or anything like that, it becomes a much better sideboard card. Which means it's much more worth taking, as opposed to just being like, oh, it's a 2/2 for 2, it's a bear. You're probably going to play it at some point. You're not going to like playing it. So this is interesting. I have to choose whether or not I want to tap down the wall here. And I don't think it's wrong to tap down the wall. I'm also not sure if it's correct to tap down the wall, though. We could also tap down Trapper. Or we could pass and tap down Tracker on his turn. Which I think is going to be the play. We're going to pass and we're going to tap down Tracker on his turn. Yeah, let's do that. Not going to attack with anything right now. He's going to untap. We're going to Icy Manip down the Trapper. There we go. Proceed. There's some argument to waiting until before combat to do that, because if you play something with haste, it's probably technically the right line, yeah. Power Stone shard number 2. Okay, so opponent is now on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Which means he can play just about anything in his colors. Which is a little scary. We thought about picking up Power Stone shards, but I'm not sure it would have been that good for us. Elves is nice. It's a nice pickup. I'll drop the Black Blade. I'll accept the fact that our Baloth Gorger is going to get blocked and get in for 4 damage. Or 6 damage if he lets us. That'd be cool too. He's afraid of something. Gideon's Reproach. Arbor Armaments actually keeps our Baloth Gorger alive here, so we're gonna do that. That's a pretty nice blowout to his Gideon's Reproach. It would have obviously been nice to be able to use it to make an actual trade happen of some sort, but it does push an extra 20 damage for us. It's not terrible. And we can win next turn, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So we're gonna Icy Manip his Trapper. As soon as it lets us. I'll put an in-step stop in case we don't do it before combat. But I think we're going to do it before combat. Should be good. Alright, Mammoth Spider coming down. That's actually, yeah, that's going to stop us from killing him. That's fine, though. We still want to tap Trapper here. If we top deck land, we can equip Black Blade Reforged onto something. Maybe just throw it on the Ooze. Or on one of the 1/1s. You can put it on Ooze and then we can swing with both of these into Mammoth Spider without having to tap Mammoth Spider down. And not really be so worried about the trade. You can take that off. On Sarah's Wings. Okay. Yeah, you get to tap down my Llanowar Elves, I suppose. Yeah, there's land. Here comes Blackblade. And we can get in with the 1/1s for free here, because he has to block one of our big guys, right? So, he could block here with the wall, I guess, and then kill a 1/1. Then we get through for 6. Yeah. That's like probably his best trade, is block with wall and then block a 1/1. I'm fine with that. Downside is he is going to get in with Trapper here. Nope, nope, he's just going to scoop. Alright, so we're up to 3-2 off of our 0-2 start. Perfectly happy to see that. Considering how awful this had been looking, and the fact that we are now in a pretty good position. Not necessarily like, oh, we're gonna go 7-2 now, but we're breaking even as far as win-loss is concerned, at least. And considering the fact that earlier it looked like we were getting completely demolished, I'm fairly happy with that. So we've got Ooze, Migration, Grow from the Ashes, and Blessed Light in hand. I think that this is a fine keep, because we're going to get to tutor up our white source with our Grow from the Ashes. We've got a turn 2 play. We've got a potential turn 4 play, maybe. Would we like to find a better turn 4 play? Absolutely. So Ooze. Oh, there's the better turn 4 play. Hey. Into Ooze. Our Oozes will stare each other down. He's on blue-green. Chances are that means that he's got a Tatiova. The biggest payoff for being in blue-green. That is the initial assumption. Am I willing to play into your Arbor Armaments or whatever other card that you might be trying to pull here? I think I'm going to say no blockers. I'm just going to trade some damage with you. There's another Corrosive Ooze. Now, if he has Arbor Armaments, it could be painful, because I am going to attack back and see if he takes the trade. Grow from the Ashes. Grab our planes. Yep. And I think we're just going to drop a Baloth Gorger here, so I don't want to show my red source yet. Don't Essence Scatter me. Syncopate, yeah, that'll do it too. Feels bad, man. We're not gonna attack. We're gonna look to slow down the bleeding a little bit, I think. Divination, draw 2. Yeah, I don't think that you have the Arbor Armaments. Earlier I thought you had it, now I don't anymore, so we're playing into it. He doesn't. Alright, Saproling Migration, kicked. some 1/1s. We're at 6 mana, so next turn we probably are going to want to drop down this Black Blade, and then we should be able to win the game off of it as soon as we find that 7th land. Multani. Uh-oh. Well, we've got a Blessed Light. So, here's that. Blessed Light has to come out right now. I should have tapped manually. That was a mistake. We could have gotten in this turn. And we actually could have killed this Corrosive Ooze. So if we draw a 7th land right now, we play Thorn Elemental, which means our Black Blade Reforge is going to come out a little bit slower. I think that's fine, though. Tediova. He's going to start drawing. Alright, yep, there's the land, too. So, we'll do this. We'll drop Thornboy. Thornboy probably can close out the game on its own. If we put Black Blade on Thorn Elemental, it becomes 14 attack, and he's on a 2-turn clock if he can't kill this. We're afraid of Bounce Spell. We're afraid of not a whole lot else. I guess him getting his board big enough that we can't actually attack with Thorn Elemental without it dying is kind of threatening, but it's not actually that big unless he triple blocks. And if he triple blocks, we kill Tediova and Cold Water Snapper for Thorn Elemental, because we have Arbor Armaments. So I'm okay with that. We're gonna swing in. One attacker. So we've got Black Blade coming through as the follow-up. He doesn't block. End turn. Easy. That just means that I end the game next turn. Like, equip Black Blade, swing. Activate ability. Pretty sure that's how this is about to go. Opponent does not have 12 damage on board, but they could have a pump spell, so we're gonna, you know, chomp all the things. Resolve. Okay, kicked Academy Drake. It's a 4/4. Combat. Attacks. Swing. Blocks. I don't necessarily have to chump block this, if it's just attacking on its own. There's not really any reason not to, though. So we'll preserve our life a little bit. Yeah, I don't think he can do anything on 2 mana that's going to matter here. Corrosive Ooze. Corrosive Ooze. At the end of combat. Okay, that means we still win. End turn. I had to read that very carefully. It's a lot of Corrosive Oozes, man. I don't know if there's like that many ground creatures that you typically see swinging in with equipment on them to justify running 3 or 4 Corrosive Oozes in your deck. So he's gonna declare blockers. He's gonna block with a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, Tatiova on top, but here's the thing. End of combat. Assign damage as if it weren't blocked? Yes. Punch for 15. And there you go. Okay. 4 and 2? After our 0 and 2 start? 4 games in a row? Trying to finish it out before the clock runs us out in a couple hours. we've got 158 left to get our last few games in. Hopefully more than 1 game. We'll see. These are always close, man. It's part of why I like draft so much. It took us really like the first 3 or 4 games to find the right balance out of what we drafted to even get this deck working appropriately. We're running 18 lands. I think maybe once run an 18 land deck in draft before. Corrosive Ooze and Saproling Migration in hand. We've got a 4-drop, we've got a 5-drop, we've got a 7-drop. This is a maybe mulligan. We're going to keep because we're greedy players and we're going to top deck all the right lands. Or at least some of the right lands into Navigator's Compass, you know. Adventurous Impulse, finding him another land. Oh, there's the Navigator's Compass. Might as well play it down. Gets free life. Combat. And turn. I think this is also my first time drafting what is basically mono green with a couple splashes in this format. Hey, there's the other color. We have access to all of our colors. Drop down the Corrosive Ooze. And the turn. I should probably use the end turn button when I'm on the first few turns like this, just to make the start of the game go a little bit faster. But is what it is. The reason that I don't is I do like thinking about my options. So this costs 1 to add a mana of any color, right? Essentially. We Navigator's Compass. We turn our plains into a mountain. And then we cast Halar. So our Halars stare each other down across the board. Assuming that he doesn't have a way to like kick a Shivan Fire or something at our face. Or at our Corrosive Ooze or at our Halar. Or a Wizard's Lightning that's just gonna kill our Halar. Yeah, okay, no blockers. Yep. That sucks for us. That doesn't suck for us, though. We can get down to Guy's Protector here. Guy's Protector trades with Halar. More things that can at least potentially trade. So our opponent is on the red-green kicker archetype for this draft set. Almost surely with Bloodstone Goblin coming down as well, and Yavimaya Shepherd. Or Sapard. So what is the Sapard? Is that like a fungus shepherd? Does he shepherd the fungi? Guiding them to where they go? That's what it looks like. There's little fungus dudes walking around. He's guiding them. That's cute. I think we're leaving those back as blockers at this point. And we're just gonna gum up the board some more. Hopefully get to haphazard soon. Hopefully not get blown out by removal and sweepers. Because he is on red. He probably has a Shivan Fire. Hopefully not in hand. Because him killing our Guy's Protector makes our board state a lot weaker. Until we get down this Mammoth Spider. Oh hey look, it's a Fiery Intervention. That's less good than Shivan Fire for him because it's not kicked at least. But he could try to jam here. Yep. And we're gonna kill Halar and we're gonna kill the token. Damage. Yep. Kill this, kill this. These die. We top deck land? Yes. So good. Skilled Magic the Gathering play. And next turn we're gonna top deck a mountain. I'm calling it right now. Mountain on top. He's not gonna attack with anything because he'd just be throwing it away. on mountain. Corrosive Druid. Do I play Corrosive Druid right now? We could kick it later, and it could save us some serious grief. I think we're going to just pass, and we're going to hold on to it. It's got a Rampaging Cyclops. On land. I don't know where Envoy is not land, but we will play it. Get it on the board. Pass the turn. We've still kind of got this board gummed up pretty well. He can trade his Cyclops for our Envoy and get in 4 damage. If he would like to. I'm not sure if that's necessarily like a good play for him or not, but it seems like it's what he's doing. He's attacking with Elfhame Druid for some reason. Maybe we don't block the Cyclops this turn. Maybe we just kill his Elfhame Druid for free. Let's do that. And kill Bloodstone. Okay. So that trades, we get the kill there. We let him get in more damage like that, but whatevs. Hey, there's a mountain. He will haphazard here, and we're gonna blow up his lands. And maybe we target Cyclops with it as well. And we just cut him off of 1 color. I think that's fine. Not going to be making any attacks here. We're just sitting back defensively, waiting for our Thorn Elemental and potentially our kicked Corrosive Druid, potentially. May not be kicked. It might have to just come down as a 2-3 to double block the Cyclops. I think I have to block the Shepherd though right now. Yeah, because if we let him slip through, we just end up too low and we can't come back. Come on, land on top. 1 more land. Yes. Thorn Ellie is excellent. This makes it much more likely that we can wait for the Corrosive Druid. Nice, and we do kill the Cyclops there. This puts us in a pretty decent spot. Elven Raider. If we can kick the Corrosive Druid, we'll just go on defensive. And we can, so. Attacks. Get in for 7. We had the chance to run 2 Thorn Elementals. We decided not to because it was too mana intensive. Kick that boy. Gain some life. Up to 16. Haphazard hits a land. He's down to 5 mana. Which is going to make it harder for him to get to his big kicked boys that are his sort of payoffs for being in that archetype. No blocks. We can chump the Corrosive later if we need to. Bloodstone Goblin, yep. Okay. We'll probably just attack with it. Adventurous Impulse. Give me a good creature. Baloth Gorger is a nice pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have 8 up next turn, so we won't cast it yet. Or maybe we will. Let's see what he does here. If he just chumps, we might. Now we'll cast it. Yeah, we'll cast it. I was thinking about not casting, but there's not any really reason not to. Considering that Quick Draft's best of one. And he probably knows that we're running stuff like Bailoff Gorger anyways. That's just kind of a decent assumption to make. Held it an Overseer. Okay. That's a little scary. He can't kick it though. Never mind. Not so scary. Blocks. I think the worst that he could do is +4/+4, right? So we'd be taking 10. And we get a free trade. Hey, look, Gift of Growth. Oh, it's only +2/+2 until he kicks it, so it's not even that good. Good game. 5 and 2? Well, this went from being a really terrible draft where it looked like we were going to go 0-3 to where we're at 5 wins now. And we've pretty much earned back our money. So that's nice. That's nice. I'm a little bit excited. My SGDQ shirts came in today. And I've got one of them on right now. Hold up. Camera. Yeah. And it's super sweet. Summer game's done quick. Got a whole bunch of video game characters and stuff on it. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I thought MTG froze up for a second while I was showing off my shirt. That would have sucked. This is great. We've got a turn 2 that we could potentially do a Grow from the Ashes and get us to 4 mana real quick. We actually don't have any reason to necessarily do it that way, though. We could wait, because we don't have any 4 or 5 drops in hand, right? He's going to divest us, probably take our Black Blade Reforged away. That's a little bit of a bummer. Yep, there goes Black Blade. That's fine. We actually do have a reason to do this now, so we're going to go ahead and Grow from the Ashes. And we'll grab our white source, I think. And the next turn we'll drop Bailoff Gorger. And start Jamin Mon. We beat Jamin. 4/4 for 4. Perfectly good. No, I don't want to sacrifice my elf into your 2/2. We might just play out the rest of our hand. G2 Journey Mage. Interesting. He's on red-black and he's playing Journey Mage, so he's just playing that as a 3/2 for 3, basically. Ooze can come down. We actually probably should go to combat and attack before we play out our Ooze and see if he wants to do some trading or not. Because there is some chance that he does like double block or something like that. We'll get down Llanowar Envoy as well. And just be happy with being ahead on board. Vault Paladin's coming down 4/2. It's something that trades pretty well into our Bailoff Gorger. We are drawing land off the top. I think we're not going to attack here. We're going to let it pass across and try to make some good trades on that Cabal Paladin potentially. If he starts doing stuff like Eldest Reborn, we might start having to swing in though. So we've got to sacrifice a creature here. We either need to play out our hand next turn, or we need to hold on to the plains in hand to sacrifice. And we're perfectly fine with playing that down. Gaia's Protector actually potentially gives us some cool stuff to do. He doesn't really have anything to pull back with Eldest Reborn right now, so we don't necessarily want to attack yet. We want to wait a couple turns if possible. Yep, this card doesn't happen. He needs to attack here because he needs something to pull back with Eldest Reborn, right? He does not. So we'll just say go. So that Eldest Reborn doesn't hit anything, and it literally becomes a 5-mana kill a Llanowar Elf. Unless he has a kill spell, in which case he could potentially kill our Baloth Gorger. Yep, Shivan Fire kicking it. That is the only downside of our play, but if he has it, he has it. If he has it, it's going to happen anyways, basically. So our Gaia's Protector is better as a block right now than he is as an attacker, which is kind of sad. Squee the Immortal plus Cabal Paladin. Oh no. Oh, that's actually a combo. That's actually a thing you can do. And it's not great for me. Okay, Corrosive Ooze gets value. I think we just do one block right like that. And accept that we're taking 2 damage. But he's going to start jamming with everything next turn, right? Blessed Light. Oof. Good top deck. We have to kill the Cabal Paladin, otherwise he's going to win the game with Squee plus Cabal. Play the Forest. No attackers. I don't really want to give up my Gaia's Protector for a Squee the Immortal. It's going to come back anyways. Yeah, at least here we get good trades. We get to trade Baloth, and we'll take Servant, potentially. This has haste. It's kind of scary. Okay, so we're going to have to, I think, kill Warcaller here. Just to slow down the clock a little bit, but this is not looking great. This is not great. Mountain is not great. Alright, so it looks like we're probably about to finish at 5 and 2. Let's attack. Oh, we lose if we attack. I mean, we're gonna lose anyways, but he just chumps Servant, and then we die if we do that. Yeah. I mean, here he's gonna jam everything. We're gonna trade on Gorger. We're gonna take 5. Then we need the best top deck in the world, which I don't think I have anything that saves us from dying next turn. I mean, Saproling Migration technically buys us a turn. Oh, hey, look, Saproling Migration. Alright, well, we're on the stall game. What do we need the top deck to not be dead after this, though? Like, Saproling Migration buys us a turn. I don't know what wins us the game after that, though. Like, no, plus if he just has, like, any sort of burn or anything, we're dead. He could just bolt us, or Journey Mage us. Yep, GG. Oh, he doesn't have a wizard. Never mind. Alright, so yep, we top decked land. It had to be some good action. It would have had to be Mammoth Spider. Like, exactly Mammoth Spider was the only thing that kept us from losing there, and we'd still have to keep top decking action to keep up with him. If we ever drew land, we were going to lose. But we finished that at 5 and 2 after a 0 and 2 start, so I'm pretty happy with the way that draft turned out. Considering the fact that I was pretty sure we were just, like, done, so. Let's check and see what we got in our pack here. Couple wild cards, and Squee the Immortal.